This is a heavy bag. You punch it, you kick it. That is a roller bag, the Airport Roller Derby, version 1 from Think Tank Photo. That is the Airport Roller Derby version 2 from Think Tank Photo. Hello, my friends. Well, the video you're about to see, I recorded months ago when Think Tank sent me their new V2 Roller Derby and Navigator bags, the four-wheelers. And even though I recorded it months ago, I wanted to point out that as you watch this video, keep in mind, those two bags are now my go-to bags for all my photo work. I am throwing lights into the roller derby, and I'm throwing my cameras, not really throwing them, my cameras into the Navigator, and they both go with me to all my photo jobs now. And the Navigator is basically in the car, and if I need to bring it with me on location once I get to where I'm going, I can roll that. I can even roll them both at the same time, which is beautiful. But I am typically leaving the Navigator in the car, taking the cameras out, attaching the cameras with my spider holster or with my holdfast strap, and then the roller derby has the lights that then goes with me when I need to have my lights available as well. Again, keep in mind, this was recorded months ago, and this is future Scott talking. We're now current Scott talking about the past. Here we go.
All right, we got here something very special from my friends at Think Tank, and this was packed. It still is packed. I wish I showed you before I loaded it all up, but this is actually packed for a proposal that I just did here in New Jersey, and I'm going to show you what I brought. Okay, that's all attached and packed here. Now here I have a mag box, which actually goes along with why I have the tripod here, but this is not what the video is about, so I'm not going to show you what's in here. If you want to see the mag box, I do have another video on MagMod and the mag box, so you can check that out. But here's what is packed inside this Think Tank bag that I brought for a proposal that I photographed. First and foremost, attached on top with these beautiful, thick, strong straps is the tripod. On the tripod is actually, what do they call it, a spigot for putting a light on. So it's an Arca Swiss head, and I have an Arca Swiss to like spigot, whatever that is called, for the light, and that is where the mag box will go with some strobes. All right, so that was just clipped in nicely right on top. Now, this bag rolls, it's a four-wheeler, it rolls perfectly, has your typical Think Tank handle, which is strong and durable. It has the ID system that if you can register it, and then if you lose it, it can be identified to the owner. Now, this is the Airport Navigator V2, okay? I do not have the V1 to compare it to, but this is their V2 that, and this is actually the pre-production model that they sent me to check out. So the final version might even have some different modifications, improvements or whatever, but otherwise this should be fairly close to the final product. Now, I will say that it is a little strange having this like pocket on the outside for the rail, for the handrail here, but I understand why. It gives you more space on the inside. It doesn't take up too much room, just a little strange design-wise to see on the outside. I am glad they enclosed it, because if it was just seeing the hardware in there, it would be even weirder. Now, I do wish that they added like a security pocket that can be like a magnet pocket in here. That would have been a great idea. There is a Velcro pocket here. There is another one here, which actually has the, you could utilize, right? For the, but yeah, so I chose like another secret pocket here, but on the side you've got another strap, and you can put a tripod, you can stand, you can put a water bottle, whatever it is. There's also a very thick neck strap. I can't imagine using this over my shoulder, but I guess if I was walking upstairs and I didn't want to use the handle, this is a super soft, durable handle. And if I didn't want to use the handle, I guess I could just snap on the shoulder strap. I can't imagine myself using it, but there is the D-rings here in order to do that, and you can see the same pocket on the other side. Now, there's two ways to actually get to the main compartment of this bag. The first is on top. You open the lid, and you've got two nice mesh zipped pockets right on top. There's not many zipper pockets you get in this bag. This is a very compact bag designed for the purpose of lugging around a bunch of equipment in a small space. So you're not going to get much extra storage. Yes, you do get the side pockets you can throw things in, but you don't get much extra storage as far as zipper pockets in this bag. Now I'm going to re-zip it, and I'm going to open it on this side so you can see what it looks like. But this is basically the quick way to just get something right on top that you might need on the fly, okay? And that's when it's standing up. When it's standing, or laying down, rather, you can unzip it. And now I have this laptop and iPad pocket, which has beautiful liner in here to protect your screen, to protect your equipment, your laptop, and your iPad, your tablet. And it's very thick padded up here. So it really is going to provide some pretty good protection. Now, there are two little straps here where if you did have it up, right, this would actually hold this open like so that it can't open all the way. That will allow you to use the top thing, the top opening, as well as this sort of front opening, but not let it open enough for things to fall out, okay? Now, I was doing a proposal, so I didn't need too much equipment, but I will show you what I did bring with me and what all fit in this bag perfectly, okay? First and foremost, I'll just go what's on top. I have a GoPro. This actually mounts to the side of my camera through an L bracket. So I have a GoPro that is on the side. Right under that is the main camera. This is the Z7 II with the Tamron 35 to 150 f2 to 2.8. That is the main camera that I use to photograph the proposals because it gives me that telephoto range to adjust as I need to, okay? And I have on here a spider clamp that's attached to my L bracket from Really Right Stuff. And then I also have the spider holster hand grip, which I love, right? So I can quickly drop it into on my belt and swap cameras if I need to. The other camera is the Nikon ZF, and I have the lens on this. The reason why I like this one is if I do a proposal that's at night, this camera is fantastic for getting those night shots. And it's the 35 1.8 lens that's on this. I also have in the bag an 85. So if I did have to swap to a longer lens while I am doing the proposal with the Nikon ZF, I could do that. Now, the Nikon ZF is a lower resolution than the Z7 II, but it's still fantastic. And actually, in my opinion, does even better at night than the Z7 II does. Okay, so that is the main pockets where the cameras are. Okay, next up I will get to that in a second. This is the Insta360 Go 3S, and this combined with this clips to my baseball hat, and I can actually pop out the camera, magnet it inside of here, and now I have a behind the scenes point of view video going while I'm doing the proposal. So yes, I'll have the GoPro on the side of the camera, but I'll also have wherever my head is looking captured by the Insta Go 3S. Also in here is my spider clamp, or spider holster rather. This is the smaller version for mirrorless bodies. And that's it for the side. This is the rain cover that comes with the bag. On this side is my Think Tank wallet. This is my Think Tank wallet for extra memory cards. I've got some extra batteries. Those are the ones that were actually in my pocket, ready to just swap out if I needed. And then I've got two more Think Tank wallets for extra batteries. And of course, never leave home without extra hardware. So I have a Really Right Stuff MTX as a multi-tool, as well as a small rig multi-tool that allows me to do anything I might need on the fly. So I have two different tools to get stuff done as I need to. And then finally, because I am using, for this job, I use the Nikon SB800s into the mag box, I've got extra AA batteries, way more than enough, just in case I ate through batteries in that little bit of time. So that's everything that fit inside of this Airport Navigator version 2. It's a lot of stuff, including the tripod that was right on top. It's a lot of stuff, and you can see here, I'll just go a little closer. It's a lot of stuff that fit into this little bag, and I'm able to wheel it around as I need to with no effort. It just goes where you need it to go, and quick access to everything I need. This is like the perfect bag for Just a whole lot of minimal photography gear crammed into one bag with extreme mobility, no effort and rollness anywhere I need to go.
These two bags look identical. And you might be wondering, how do I know which is the new one, which is the old one, and all that fun stuff? Let's talk about it. First and foremost, you can see a difference on the back. Version 2, no identifier. The version 2 has the ID system, so in case it gets lost, you can find it. There's a QR code, there's a barcode, or like a serial number type of identifier. You can see that the padding has changed. That's less, or not padding, like the skid protection, the drag protection, there might be less, but it's still covering the most important parts, the edges. You'll also notice that the handle doesn't have a cover like the first version does. They didn't really need it. Really, they really didn't. But the handle is basically the same. You'll also notice that on the top, the first version has this ID pocket here where it's visible, where the other version has more of a security pocket where you can put stuff inside. And there actually is something in here, like a lock. So this one has a lock, but you can also put other things in there as well. Really, the ID visibility thing, not necessary. The front looks almost identical as well. Minor differences. You can see this has the sort of like cutout design here. This is more flush and modern. But on the inside, it's basically the same thing. You've got the dividers. You've got the strap to hold your memory cards. You've got laptop and tablet pockets and pen pockets and things like that. Basically the same thing. By the way, the lock for the first version was on the side. And it also has a pocket here, which this one, the new one, does not. So there's minor differences because in place of the pocket here, they put a lock to actually lock your bag shut, and it's TSA approved with the combination, but also the key that TSA can open. Once you get to the inside, it's practically identical again. You can see that the first version has the dividers, and it has two zip mesh pockets on the lid, and it is slightly padded, just like the lid on the version 2. The version 2, you can see it has a nice blue color on the lid interior. I don't know if there was a reason why they went with a color. I actually do really like it. There's also 3 pockets instead of 2, and they're now horizontal here instead of vertical here, which didn't make as much sense since you're opening the lid. This way, it makes more sense. So it's a little more logical as far as the design of the lid storage goes. Plus, you get the 2, one with the divider. Instead of 2 big ones, you get 3, 1 big one, 2 small ones. And then the actual dividers are basically the same, not much difference there. It's fantastic, right? The version 2, if you have the version 1, no reason to upgrade to the version 2, honestly. It's going to serve you just fine. The version 2, lots of design improvements. It's just going to make it a little more user-friendly, a little bit more just logical improvements to the design of the bag. You don't necessarily need the version 2. If you are interested in the roller derby and you don't have one yet, the version 2 is the place to start from the beginning instead of getting a version 1. Got it? There you go. That's the Airport Roller Derby version 2. That's the Airport Navigator version 2 from Think Tank. I love that company. Their bags are smart, beautifully designed, well made. And by the way, did I mention? Maybe I didn't. Everything is repairable. If your wheels break, you can replace them yourself. You can just buy a wheel kit. Actually, you don't even have to. They have lifetime warranty. You just contact them and say, my wheel fell off. They're going to send you a new one, and then you can replace it yourself. Something else happens, it tears, contact Think Tank. They're going to repair it for you. There's a reason why I love that company. There's a reason why I love their camera bags. That's what I got to say about that.